I want to compete with Hallmark, you know what I mean? And I don't care if that's a big dream. I don't care if that's like a pipe dream. I think that's the better term. I don't care if it seems like a pipe dream, but like it's possible. Okay. What up, y'all? Welcome back. You already know what to do, so just do the thing. Okay. Make this official already. No, but in all seriousness, my name is Elisa, and this is day something of my 31-day challenge of posting a video every day for the month of August. I'm doing it, y'all. So excited. This is my way of getting past the cringe, getting past the awkwardness, getting past the introvert that is me, and putting myself out there and getting out of my own way. I'm tired of standing in my own way. That is the whole point of this, right? Just make the content, post the video, yap on the cameras, talk to the friends, like make new friends, tell all the business. Just here existing in a vacuum of a world that is essentially glued to our phones and our screens and our TVs and our iPads and our Kindles and our whatever other screen there are, just pushing through the noise. I can't be the only one, right? Like, it's not just me. Like, I feel like I'm not on an island. I'm not going crazy. I don't know what I'm saying. This is what happens when you don't have a script and you just make videos every day. I got on here because I wanted to talk to you about living with endometriosis and running a small business at the same damn time. So if you've been here for a while, you know I talk about my journey with endometriosis. If you follow me on social media, you know the ins and the outs of all of it. And I just kind of want to talk about the complexities of it and I don't want to say misinformation, but like the assumptions of having an invisible chronic condition like endo, because it's typically not seen, right? It's not something that leaves me physically incapacitated. It is something that leaves me physically incapacitated, but it's not like a visible thing where you know I have a disability just by looking at me. I don't know how I'm doing both, is the honest truth of it all. I am dealing with a condition that I have been diagnosed with since 2020, but I've been experiencing symptoms probably since teenage years, but I didn't understand that that's what it was. But more recently in my adult years, from 2018 is when everything started going left until now, and we're in 2026. So it's been a long time, almost a decade, and I am surviving, I guess. I was diagnosed in 2020, clinically diagnosed in 2020, just by like running down my list of symptoms to a GYN and her telling me, oh yeah, you probably have endometriosis or adenomyosis, which I also have, by the way. And we could just put you on birth control to manage the symptoms. And I'm just like, have we lost the plot on medical care? Because if I'm sitting here and I'm expressing to you how debilitating my pain is, where I can't go to work, I have to call out of work all of the time, I can't get out of the bed unless I have to like use the bathroom, don't really have an appetite as I'm nauseous all the time. My stomach looks like I'm 3 to 4 months pregnant all the time. I can't eat because I react to whatever is in the food. And it's just all these things compounding upon each other. And the only solution that I was given, the only solutions that I was given was to start birth control or to get pregnant. At that point, I was, yes, in a relationship, wasn't engaged, wasn't married. Not that that's a prerequisite to getting pregnant, but like for me and my life track, I wanted to be married and then have the kids. And then later on, when I did get married and we started trying, I wasn't able to get pregnant. And no one talks about the infertility that comes along with endometriosis. And that doctor should have known better than to try to tell someone to get pregnant when they're probably going to go through a process of infertility. I digress. It took probably 4.5 years past that to find an actual specialist who told me I should have had surgery 4.5 years ago. So that was great. But I did find a specialist. She hooked me up, gave me an excision surgery. It was supposed to be about, I think, 3 or 4 hours, and it took about 6. And then I had a second, and that was at the end of 2025. I had a second excision surgery, co-surgery along with a colorectal surgeon in March of 2026 this year, where most of the endo that she removed came back, because that's what endo does. It creates its own ecosystem and regenerates like a cancer, basically. It makes its own estrogen. It does what it wants, grows where it wants. It's not just a reproductive issue, it affects your entire body. There have been people who have endo found in their brain, in their wrist, in their lungs. So yes, their wrist, wild, I know. But like all of these things, my March surgery was so intense that it was supposed to be 2 to 3 hours, and it took them 10 hours. So yeah, my body's been through it, and that surgery resulted in me having a temporary ileostomy for 3 months. And then at the end of that 3 months, I had a reversal surgery, and then I was in recovery for another 6 weeks or so. And it's just, I'm still not like fully where I want to be. And throughout all this time, because it's just me in the business, I can't work physically, mentally, emotionally. Like I went through the ringer. I was crashing out every other day because it's a huge lifestyle change to go from being completely active. Like I was in the gym, y'all. I went, like my goals after the first surgery were to gain all the weight back and then some, and I did. I was in that gym every day. I probably weighed about 126 to 130 my pretty much entire life. Well, not entire life, but entire like adolescence on. And my goal was to hit 145. And I did that in about a span of 4 months. And so I'm glad that I did that because I lost all of that weight for the second surgery. But I'm active, right? I'm active. I'm going to networking events. I'm doing all of these things with my Color and Chill events, with selling the products and things at different events. And like, I'm involved. I'm in the community. I'm doing things. I'm making videos on social. I'm just active. And to go from that to not being able to leave the house because I am just like, I guess, riddled with shame and embarrassment that I have this bag attached to my body. And I could not grasp that one day I go into the hospital for a surgery, and the same day, the same night, but 10 hours later, or 12 hours later, by the time I woke up, I have a completely different life that I have to adjust to. My diet changed. I had to drink loads of fluid to be able to maintain what my body could no longer produce. And that in itself was a whole thing. And just the pain, the embarrassment, and the shame of it all. Getting through that mentally and emotionally and also physically, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I wasn't able to live in the duality of existing in a, what is this world that we live in? It's money. My God, on today, the brain fog, bruh. Capitalistic society, Jesus. The duality of being human, living in my emotions, trying to run a business to pay my bills, and they weren't connecting. Like, there was miscommunication. I couldn't do both. And then grappling with that fact too, that I could not do both. And you can only manifest and affirm yourself so many times before it's like, okay, maybe God is just telling you to sit this one out, let him handle it, and you just rest and recover and get your body back to healthy, get your mind back to healthy. And so that's what I did basically from April through July. Silent. I came out like every once in a while, probably a handful of times in the span of those 3 to 4 months. And I just, mum's the word, and mum's the word was on my bank account too, because oh my gosh, it was a time. And like, I'm not too far removed. Like, it's only August, so I'm like, I'm not too far removed from all of this, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get back in the game. And this is part of that, me sharing my story openly, me making videos about my business journey and the products that I create and the meaning and the why behind it all, and the good, the bad, the ugly, like all of it. I've said that before. Like, the point of all of this is to legit just put myself out there, balls to the wall. Like, all of it. Like, I want nothing more than to run a fully fledged business, stationery brand. Like, I want to compete with Hallmark, you know what I mean? And I don't care if that's a big dream. I don't care if that's like a pipe dream. I think that's the better term. I don't care if it seems like a pipe dream, but like, it's possible. If like they did it one day, why can't I? And if I sit on my ass and I sit on my hands and I feel sorry for myself, like, it's never going to happen. And then, what I was trying to say before was like affirming yourself and all of these things all the time. Sometimes you just have to let life for a little bit, and trying to counteract that is almost like gaslighting yourself into believing and thinking that things are okay when they're not okay. Your body needs time to heal. My body needed time to heal. My mind needed time to heal and to process all of what was happening to me. And so I took that time to do that, and I'm grateful that I did, because now I can come back with a clearer mind and a clearer vision and be able to execute the way that I hope to execute, which is coming after Hallmark. Being a brand, being a founder, and living with a chronic condition like endo has its trials and tribulations. And then it also has its little tiny victories and moments of clarity and confirmation. So the color and chill events that I do, I always like to give a portion of the proceeds to a women's health organization. And if they focus on endometriosis, even better. You know, like, I want to be able to give back to something that is near and dear to my heart and that I know is going to a cause that will help somebody else who is also dealing with this. And so I have that. I have the fact that I am learning how to care for my body. I'm learning how to heal and all of the different aspects of what healing can do. And because I'm an artist and because I create coloring books, coloring is a great way to heal your mind, body, and soul. And I am grateful to be able to offer that to other people. You might not be going through endometriosis, but there are other things in this world, obviously, you know? And even if it's not like a medical condition, you might just have a bad day and you might just need to color it out. And recognizing that art is a powerful tool for healing, I'm grateful to be able to provide that. I feel that I'm on the right path. I feel like I'm, moving and matriculating through this purpose in life that God has for me. I haven't had that like Morgan Freeman moment where I can hear the voice of God telling me that I am on the right path, but I do feel like what I'm doing aligns with being a compassionate and caring and supportive person. Like, I feel like what I'm doing aligns with giving back to the community. I feel like what I'm doing aligns with love and peace and joy and gentleness and patience and all the fruits of the Spirit, right? So, I don't mean like not trying to preach a sermon right now. I recognize that I have a unique position and opportunity to really use my pain for good. And if I hold on to that mindset, I can make it through. And that's not gaslighting myself. That is just having the time to sit and process and understand. Sometimes in life, you go through things and you have the ability to turn those things around and to turn them into something productive and useful for someone else. You never know. Just sharing your story, you never know who you're going to touch or reach or influence, and not in like a you should do this, but like oh my God, this girl gets it. Like, she understands what I'm going through, and if I can touch one person, like, I'm grateful. And I hope that they're grateful. And yeah, business be personal, y'all. Business be personal, girl. Like, they can tell you all they want to keep business and personal separate. They gonna clash at some point, and you just gotta let it happen and go with the flow, because it is what it is. Like, if you are in your business, like, it's bound to happen, and it's either go with it and share it and openly live it out, or don't. And I don't know, maybe it might seem a little less authentic, but I like to just openly share what's on my mind, what's on my heart, what's happening in my body, because you never know who's watching and who might need to have that little bit of encouragement to help them keep going, help them understand what's happening, help them get answers to things that they didn't think that they fully understood or didn't know that they needed to know, or like, you don't know what you don't know. And I've learned so much from watching other people online in business and in endometriosis land. So if I can aid in that, I will do my best to make that happen. So yeah, this was a bit of a rant, but the point is, I'm living in a duality of having a chronic condition and running a business and making it work the best way that I know how and rolling with the punches along the way. And if there comes a time when it doesn't work out for me, like, that's fine. I think that I will figure something out. I don't know. Hopefully by that point, like, I'll have a team of people that can step in when I can't and keep things running. And because, yeah, I don't want to lose the brand. I don't want to have to give it up because I'm no longer capable of physically managing it. I hope that I'm able to bring someone else on to keep it going and keep it moving. But we're not there yet. I'm still good. I'm still here, still kicking, still pushing through, still persevering. And let's hash it out down there. Like, do you guys have things that you live in dualities with? Whether it's business and a chronic condition or business and a medical condition. Maybe I don't know. There's a lot of dualities out there. Just name something and we can talk it out in the comments below because I can't talk to you in real time. Should I do like a live something one day? Is that like a thing on here? I don't know. But until then, be sure to like, thumbs this up, comment, hit that subscribe button so we can keep yapping with each other. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.